Good morning, children. Today we are going to start with a new chapter in history, chapter number 8, An Idle Ruler. We know we have studied in previous chapters about Shivaji Maharaj policy regarding administrative and a provision for the welfare of his subjects in his kingdom. Now, being an idle ruler, what all activities Shivaji Maharaj had carried out and provided a safety to his kingdom. So these we are going to see in this chapter. In this part of the video, we are going to cover points such as caring for the riot, organizational skills, and policy regarding the army. So, how he had provided a safety to his kingdom, what all skills required to have an organizational kingdom, as well as different policies that were being implemented by Shivaji Maharaj for the army. Beginning with the introduction. We all are aware and we have studied in previous chapters that before the foundation of Swaraj, Maharashtra was under the domination, under the powers of Adil Shah, Siddhi, Portuguese, and Mughal powers. And Shivaji Maharaj had struggled a lot and shown a great courage to fight against these powers and establish Swaraj. He faced all kinds of adverse circumstances, and then too he decided that he would not let his dream go like that. And with full courage and with full bravery, he founded an independent and sovereign Swaraj. He set up a system for the administration of this Swaraj. And this we have seen in the previous chapter that how Council of Ministers used to look after different work that were being allotted, the departments that were being fixed by Shivaji Maharaj. And these officers, these head of the departments used to look after the work and give report to Shivaji Maharaj. He turned Swaraj into Surajya, a kingdom that sought the welfare of all, that look after the welfare of his subjects. So Maharaj created a new order with his capability. So, in the course of the conflict for the founding of Swaraj, he had to face many grave dangers. Literally, he need to put his life in risk and to fight against these enemies. He withstand in front of these enemies and came out of the difficult situations too. Events like meeting with the Afzal Khan, the siege of Panhala, the attack on Shaisi Khan, the escape from Agra. These all incidences, when we listen or when we hear, we read about them, we come to know that how many times Shivaji Maharaj had put his life in danger. But still, he, with his courage and bravery, came out of that. This all involved a great amount of risk. But Shivaji Maharaj did not got frightened. He was not afraid of the enemies. So, Shivaji Maharaj emerged successful in all these events by using the policies, by using the tactics. And in all these circumstances, no harm came to him. Moving on to the next point is organizational skills. Now, the word organize means to pre plan or to plan out the activities and follow out in a organized, in a systematic manner. Now, even Shivaji Maharaj inspired the people around him to work for Swaraj. Even he had put the dream of establishment of Swaraj in their mind. His organizational skills was unparalleled, which could not be imagined. With this skill, he drew around himself brave people who were extremely loyal. And this we come to know with the previous chapters we have studied, that how Maratha warriors took hand in hand with Shivaji Maharaj and worked for establishing Swaraj. These close associates of Maharaj performed their duties even by risking their own lives, and even many had sacrificed their life for the dream of Shivaji Maharaj. That means self independency was the dream of all the Maratha warriors, and the dream continued in each and every heart. Though they sacrificed their life, but their dreams were being followed by other associates. There are many instances of this in the founding of Swaraj. So, we come to know that how many Maratha warriors had sacrificed their life and continued with their dreams. Some of the instances of these are, that is, the Maratha warriors who continued to fight for the establishment of Swaraj and continued to work with Shivaji Maharaj for their dream. Among them are Jiva Mahala, who killed Bada Sayyid at a critical moment during the meeting with Afzal Khan. Then Shiva Kashid, who crossed the siege of Panhalgarh in the disguise of Shivaji Maharaj, so that the enemies could not harm Shivaji Maharaj. So these Maratha warriors took in front and sacrificed their lives in these instances. Some of them are Baji Prabhu Deshpande, who blocked the advances of the enemy on the way to Vishalgarh. That means they should not attack at the fort, and he was in front of the enemies to block their way. Then Murarbaji Deshpande, who defended the fort of Purandra from enemies' attack. Tanaji Malusure, who sacrificed his life while conquering Sihangarh to provide safety to the to Shivaji Maharaj as well as the people or the subjects in his kingdom. Then Hiroji Farzan and Madari Mehtar, who risked their lives during the escape of Maharaj from Agra. So these instances gives us an idea that how everyone step by step had helped Shivaji Maharaj. It was his dream, but everyone had contributed and many had sacrificed their lives in this dream. And Shivaji Maharaj appreciated their work, that what they had contributed in the establishment of Swaraj. Maharaj used to take great care of his associates. Among this, one of the example of Kanoji Jedhe, who was the associate of Shivaji Maharaj in the work of Swaraj, and he was right from the beginning. But when the age factor arose, Kanoji started suffering with many illnesses. So Shivaji Maharaj told him that he should not neglect his health and he should take proper medicines on time and treatment should be given importance too. That means through this we come to know that how much love and care, affection was there for Shivaji Maharaj from his associates. In return, Shivaji Maharaj also used to respect these associates and would not neglect their health. Moving on to the next part is caring for the riot. The riot means the peasants, the farmers who were working in villages, and it was the duty of the associates of Shivaji Maharaj to look after this riot. And even Shivaji Maharaj gave utmost importance for caring of his subjects. So while establishing the Swaraj, we know that Shivaji Maharaj had to struggle a lot, and this was constantly. That is, enemies used to attack, and in any of the ways they used to harm his kingdom. So his subjects suffered due to the enemy's invasion. So at such time, Shivaji Maharaj took decision that he should take utmost care to protect the riot. At the time of Shahid Khan's campaign, Shivaji Maharaj had warned the Deshmukh of the Rohida valley that they should not fail in their duties to protect the villages and they should take care that all the safety is being maintained in the village. He even told Deshmukh to visit every village and shift people to a safer place down near the ghats. Shivaji Maharaj had warned and strictly told to the Deshmukh that they should not delay in their work and all the duties should be performed in a proper manner. Each and every moment is important and it should be dedicated to the safety of the people in the villages. He even further warned the Deshmukh that they should take utmost care to provide safety to people. Thus, it will be seen by the Mughals that people are being protected. And if they delay in the duties, then Mughals would come and attack on the villages, and they would take them and imprison them. And in return, this would create a wrong impact among people that they are unaware about the situation. And it would be felt that the Deshmukh had given the orders to imprison the villages. So, this would create a wrong impact among the villagers and it would create a hatred feeling. So, all should perform their duties on proper timing. That means punctuality should be given utmost importance and care of a riot is their duty. So, what did Shivaji Maharaj told them? Even Shivaji Maharaj had informed them to see that the soldiers should not harm any of the riots in any of the way. No harassment should be done, and they should be seen that proper safety and provisions and people are shifted to a safer place before the enemy's attack. Moving on with the next point is policy regarding the army. We all are aware and we have seen in the previous chapters that how Shivaji Maharaj was a great administrator. He was a good scholar as well as he was been trained in each and every manner to fight against enemies. In the same way, the army of Shivaji Maharaj also maintained a strict discipline and this was been followed by Shivaji Maharaj only. So he was very particular about paying salaries to the soldiers, to the army, and that should be also on time. He made arrangements to pay the salaries to the soldiers in cash rather than giving them jagirs. We know what is jagirs? Yes, that means if a person is good in his performance, they would be provided jagirs, that is the land, and they would whatever amount or whatever taxes were being collected that was given to that particular person. So in various kingdoms in medieval India and many parts in the country, there was a system of making payments in the form of jagirs to the soldiers. But Shivaji Maharaj left aside this policy of Adil Shah, and in return, what he started, rather than giving jagirs, he started soldiers paying cash so that they can earn, and whatever amount that is been given to them, they can look after their families in a proper manner. Shivaji Maharaj had given strict order to the army that when they will attack at the enemy's territories and when they're going to win the battle in this campaign, whatever valuables have been collected, that should be deposited to the government rather than the soldiers should not keep it with himself. Soldiers were even being honored. They were being appreciated for their work, for their bravery in the campaign by providing them cash or by providing them jagirs. He used to look after the maintenance of the families by providing them salaries or cash. The soldiers who used to sacrifice their life in the battle. He even took care of the wounded soldiers and treated well the enemy soldiers who had surrendered themselves or who had been captured. He had not made any kind of discrimination or distinction between the soldiers of his own army or the soldiers of his enemy's army. That means everyone was given equal importance. The ones who had surrendered, they were given proper care and proper medicines were being provided. Once they get healed, it was their responsibility or their decision whether they are going to work for Shivaji Maharaj or whether they are going to return back to their kingdom. So he had never made any kind of distinction between the soldiers, and everyone was treated equally, and proper care was being taken. We have seen that how Shivaji Maharaj was surrounded by enemies every time and would save his life with the help of the Maratha associates who would help him in each and every aspects. We have seen that how policies were there regarding the army, though it was his own army or the enemies. Even we have seen that how caring for riot was being followed and instructions were given to Deshmukh. Organizational skills that are being required as a Maratha associate and how fruitfully they followed all these skills. So, here we end up with our video. In the next part of the video, we'll continue with the same chapter. Thank you, my dear children. Take care. Bye bye.